Habs Fan TV, I'm here with
Eric Engels.
Eric Engels from Sportsnet. The trade deadline just wrapped up today. Not much was expected, and we didn't get much. So, I mean, what did you think of?
Correct assessment.
That is a correct assessment. What did you think of Kent Hughes' press conference today? Anything interesting that popped out to you?
I mean, I think Kent is always quite revealing about everything, and he basically said what he could say, and what he couldn't say he kept to himself. He's not going to get into who was offered for this person or that person. That wouldn't be fair to the players who remain in Montreal, and it wouldn't be right to the teams that he does business with. But, you know, he was pretty frank and honest about the situation, that he wasn't expecting much to happen, that he wasn't going to make trades just for the sake of making them. And I think that's probably why Canadiens fans like him for the most part. He's a pretty rational dude.
I think what happened is last season we got the mega trade, the full trade potential of Mr. Kent Hughes, and then this season he toned it down a lot. I think it was hard to one up what he did last year. I don't think any trades were going Ben Sherratt for a first or Tice Milanic and fourth round pick. We don't see deals like that anymore. So maybe just the Canadiens had so many injuries that they weren't able to ship those guys out of town.
I think they would have probably gotten a first round pick for Sean Monahan. I think Kent definitely felt they were going to get one, but that injury situation was not one that was going to generate the type of return that they would need for him. So I'm sure some people are disappointed about that, but if you're an opposing team looking for a center that could help you, and you're calling Kent Hughes and asking about Sean Monahan, and the answer on him is, well, we're not sure if he'll be back between now and the end of the season. I don't think you're going to start giving away assets. And for Joel Edmundson, who everybody else thought there might be a realistic possibility he would move, clearly, they didn't get the type of offer that they would have wanted to be able to do that. And since he's under contract for one more year, they didn't have to do it, right? So I think that's how it went. Injuries have been the story all year here. And
we know,
man. Change that.
I mean, I'm glad that he was frank with what was going on with Sean Monahan, because 3 months for a foot injury, it didn't make any sense. But it took a while. It took until after the trade deadline that we got an answer.
Yeah, I think a lot of people understandably pin that on, okay, he was a trade asset, and you don't want to say too much about a guy who's a trade asset. I think the other side of it also, though, is, they try to respect the players themselves, and someone like Sean, who has a long injury history, it's a tough situation that maybe he didn't want any of the information to get out there. He's playing for a contract. He's only 28 years old. He's got an opportunity to continue his career, and if he believes he's going to be better, he doesn't necessarily want everybody knowing exactly what's going on with him. It was good to get a bit more clarity. I think we were all wondering, and we were all aware after a little while here, that it wasn't his foot after this long, but didn't want to speculate on what it might be. We just knew that it wasn't the same thing over and over again.
And I mean, let's say with respect to Joel Edmundson, I mean, they've clearly made a big effort in saying, he's fully healthy now, and Joel's come out and said the same. Do you think that maybe Kent is waiting it out because he knows he might get a better return at the draft?
Yeah, I think he has to wait it out for that time, but he also needs to see Joel Edmundson be healthy from here to the end of the season. If he's able to do that, they should be able to capitalize on the value he has. He doesn't have to do anything by the draft. He could do it by, next trade deadline. I know people are talking about how he's got to create space on his blue line for guys like Jacky and this and that, and that's fair. I think one of the things that Kent said that was very transparent and honest today was that he can't really plan to have a healthy team when he's been dealing with the type of injuries they've had over the last 2 years. As his predecessor, Marc Bergevin, liked to say all the time, you can never have enough defensemen. I think they might be in that situation again.
Listen, the problem is I don't want to see any of them go. It's like we're so attached to the young ones, right? I mean, Joel, he's a guy that clearly wants to be here, so it's a plus. And there's rumors that he's headed to Switzerland to take a look at a right-handed defenseman in the first round. Do you think that's a priority for Kent at this point?
I don't know. Who's inventing these rumors?
No, I swear I read this somewhere. Maybe not on Sportsnet, clearly.
Did say he was going to Switzerland to do some scouting, but I don't know if it's necessarily for a right-handed defenseman.
Who do you think he's taking a look at?
I don't know. I'm not into the speculation game.
I'm not into the scouting.
I hate to be so boring here on Habs Fan TV, but
listen,
I'm not into randomly speculating.
We can't really make you do a dance either, so.
No.
Well, thank you.
I don't think anybody wants to see me dance, anyways.
Oh yeah, I think you got some moves.
Yeah.
You got a go-to. I got this one.
So?
I got this one. What do you got? What do you got in the locker?
I have nothing.
You got nothing?
I got nothing. I got no moves.
He's got nothing. Habs Fan TV. Thank you very much.